Hello, everybody. This is Robert from RJL 518, welcoming you to Sportsman's Park as we finally get back to our 1921 St. Louis Cardinals replay that is coinciding with Bleacher Bums Gaming's 1921 Yankees replay, as he's doing the American League and Babe Ruth. I'm doing the National League and Rogers Hornsby. Today's date is May 1st, 1921. The St. Louis Cardinals host the Cincinnati Reds in the final game of a series here at Sportsman's Park. And we are on a 4-game losing streak. And the last time we saw the St. Louis Cardinals, they lost to the Reds 6-4 in this 11th game of the series. Rogers Hornsby for this replay is 10 for 42. He's batting .238, 4 doubles, a triple, 4 walks. His on-base percentage is .333. So right now, Rogers Hornsby really underachieving here in this replay. This is being done non-broadcast style. We're just going to roll and play a little payoff pitch action in this game between the Reds and the Birds. Starting pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals will be Jesse Haynes. He gets the call today. And since Anthony at Bleacher Bums Gaming did his game number 12, we are on our game number 12. So let's get to some baseball, and hope you'll join us for a nice ball game here at Sportsman's Park. Top of the first inning, leading off for the Cincinnati Reds will be third baseman Sam Bone. Let's get started. Little baseball action. In play, 31, and that is a base hit. Bones leads off with a single. This Reds team was pretty darn good back in 1921. Bone on at first and 8 on the dice. Nothing going on at the steal ratings. Next batter will be Jake Daubert. He's at first base. Haynes with the pitch. Sports Time Machine joins me here at Sportsman's Park. Welcome. It is a tough 92, and that is going to be a fly ball to right. And Bone holds it first. Next batter, center fielder Ed Roush. Return to Cardinals baseball. Yes, it is. Thanks to Anthony Bleacher Bums Gaming for getting to his game. Tough 07, and that is going to be a strikeout. Doesn't strike out much with a 1-10 on this card, but he does do against Haynes here, 2 down. And the next batter for the Reds will be left fielder Pat Duncan. And that is an in-play 0-1, and Duncan's going to get a double. That's going to be a Duncan double. Bone with a run rating of 8. With a double, he will score Bone. Duncan goes to second, and just like that, the Reds continue to punish the Cardinals, and they take a 1-0 lead on an RBI double by Duncan. That will bring up second baseman Lou Fonseca. In play, 36, and he just misses that one. That is a pop out to second. Well, he just missed that, and that ends the inning. So the Reds get a run on 2 hits and lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. Reds team was very good. Bottom of the first, pitching for the Cincinnati Reds in this game is Ruby Marquardt. He gets the call. And the Cardinals shook up their lineup a little bit. So leading off here will be center fielder Les Mann. Bottom of the first. That is a defense check, and believe it or not, I did not have my cards ready. That's a shame, but the good news is I didn't have my cards ready. The good news is they're already shuffled. Defense check, and that is an error check on the pitcher. Rube Marquardt, his error rating is a 3. Error rating is a 3. It's a 22 on the dice, and Marquardt is going to make an error. And that is a 2-base error. So Marquardt obviously threw the ball into the dugout. So Mann's going to go to first on an E1. First error on the Reds. Tying run at second base already. And that will bring up right fielder Joe Schultz. Man on second. Tough 15 against the lefty, and that is a strikeout. Schultz goes down, one man down on a K. Marquardt averaged about 3 strikeouts per 9. Hence, he only has a couple of toughs on his card. Next batter, second baseman Specs DePorcer. Man still on second. Another defense check, 21. Could be interesting. An error check to first base. The ball was hit to Dalbert. His error rating is a 2, 1 to 55. He's going to commit an error. And that's a 1 base error. So 2 errors on this game on the Reds. Runners at first and third. And that is an E3. 2 errors here in the first inning. Runners at the corners, 1 out. And that will bring up Rogers Hornsby. And you can take a look at Rogers Hornsby's card. 398 average against lefts, 397 average against rights. And yet he's only batting 238 in this replay. He is really underachieving through the first 11 games of this season. So let's see if Rogers Hornsby can come through with a big hit here. Runners at first and third. His double play rating is a 6. Reds are going to go ahead and try for a double play. It's early in the game. Try to get some outs. That's an in-play 21. Won't matter here. That is going to be a base hit for Rogers Hornsby, and that is a single. Man will score. And that is a hard grounder into left field. Runner on first advances 2 bases, so DePorcer goes to third. And Hornsby gets himself a nice RBI single, drives in a run. And we're tied at 1. Aces wild on the scoreboard. Runners at first and third. Batter is first baseman Jack Fournier. His double play rating is a 5. Not easy to get double plays. Reds will continue to play the infield back. And that is a defense check, 81. That's an error check to first base. This time, I think Dalbert's going to make the play. Dalbert's error rating is a 2. 1 to 55, 81. He will make the play here. That will be an out, and that's going to be a pop out. That is a pop out, which means so it's a pop out to third, and that means a runner can't score. Ooh, pop out to first, actually. 2 outs. What a time for that to happen. And next batter will be left fielder Austin McHenry. He's the one that's actually hitting well for the Birds. I've not really done the stats. The only stats I'm really keeping, since everything's being done manually, is Rogers Hornsby. But Austin McHenry has been really coming through. But since the Cardinals won in a grand slam against the Cubs in about 5 games ago, St. Louis is on a 4-game losing streak. Runners in the corners, 2 outs. And that is a tough 68, and that will be a fly out to right, and that will do the inning. So the Cardinals get 1 run on 1 hit and 2 errors, tied at 1 at the end of 1. Go to the bottom of the second inning here. Leading off for the Cincinnati Reds will be right fielder Charlie C. He got the call in this game. That is another defense check. Defense 62, range check to short. The ball is hit to Lavin. His range is an A. That's not going to be a problem. Lavin will take it and throw to first for out number 1. That will bring up the Reds shortstop, Sam Crane. Patient 99, and that is a patient 99, and that's a fly out to left. Now that brings up the Reds catcher, Ivy Wingo. Tough 53, and that is a ground out to third. 1, 2, 3 inning, go the Reds. Bottom of the second coming up. Leading off for the Cardinals will be their shortstop, Doc Lavin. In play, 21. That's a base hit. Lavin gets a single for the Cardinals. Nice leadoff hit. Steal rating 3D, nothing going on. Here's the catcher, Pickles Dillhofer. God, I just love old-style baseball names. Pickles. Like I said, how can you not like a guy with the name of Pickles? 1 out. No, nobody out, actually. That is a patient 0-3, and he walks Pickles. So Pickles becomes bread and butter chip, and he'll go to first. That is a walk, and we have runners at first and second now. That brings up the pitcher, Jesse Haynes. He can actually hit pretty well. Bunt rating 2-8, and we're going to see a sacrifice bunt by Haynes to try to move the runners over. So we get his bunt rating is a D actually, or is it a C? See what his bunt rating is. Bunt rating is a C on his pitching card, but is a D on his batting card. That's interesting. All right. I'm going to go with the higher rating since C is on his batting card. Well, I should go with the batter card. So bunt rating is a D. So instead of bunting, I'm going to hit away. Bunt rating a D, I'm going to let Haynes swing away. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And that is an in-play 51, and that is going to be a ground ball to third. His double play rating is a 9. Marquardt's double play rating is a 6, and they're going to turn 2. It's a ground ball to right to third base, so they're going to go second to first, and Lavin will move to third base on the play, and there are 2 outs. Maybe I should have him bunt anyway, but 2 men out on a 5-4-3. Now the batter is Mann. That is an in-play 22, and Les Mann's going to get a base hit. Single off of Marquardt that does score Lavin. And the Cardinals will take a 2-1. Will take a 2-1 lead on an RBI single by Mann. Could have been better. The batter will be Joe Schultz. Ruby Marquardt with the pitch. In play 18, and that's going to be a base hit for Schultz. Run rating of 8. Mann will go to third easily with 2 outs. Where's the corners? I got to admit one thing about the payoff pitch season. This 1921 season actually plays like 1921 baseball. It is so much different how Joe Bryan did 1921 compared to all the other seasons. This season does not play out anything like the 1994 season that we're about to complete. Specs Borser is the batter. And of course, Utah Mike. I don't know if you watched that game last night, but our World Series is set. Defense check 56. That's our error check to short. The ball is set to Crane. His error rating is a 2. 1-55, but 56. He's just gonna get it. He has it, and he'll throw to second to get the force, and that'll end the inning. Cardinals get 1 run on 3 hits and a walk. And at the end of 2, they lead 2-1. Top of the third. Leading off for the Reds will be Ruby Marquardt. Actually, a pretty good hitter. Bats 145 against right-handers. Usually most pitchers are actually very good hitters back in that day. 1921, considered by many, that 1920 and 1921, considered by many as maybe the day when the live ball era truly began. But that was until Babe Ruth came out there and just started crushing balls for pleasure. That is a tough 87, and that is a strikeout. Haynes averaged 3.1 strikeouts per 9. That's his second, though. That's his second strikeout. Here's Sam Bone. And he singled his last time up. Patient 66, and that's going to be a base hit. Bone gets a base hit on that. His second hit of the game. Here's Jake Daubert. Steal rating is a 4+, 7 on the dice, nothing going on. Actually, that 4+, I forgot to, there's something on there. I got to check that real quick. After jump rating, increased runners jump rating by 1 the first time he reaches base with a steal opportunity. Well, he did, but it still didn't get the steal anyway. So Bone stays at first. Daubert, the batter. Yes, surprised the Expos ran rough shot. Tough, 36 on Daubert's card, and that is going to be a pop out to the catcher. 2 down. And now the batter is Ed Roush. Bone still on at first. Jesse Haynes trying to end this losing streak for the Birds. Ballpark 44, and that is a wheelhouse for Roush. And against a righty, that's an 89, but Roush is going to go ahead and fly and chop that to second base, and that will end the inning. So the Reds get no runs on a hit, and the Cardinals still lead 2-1 in this Cardinals-Rogers-Hornsby replay. How about Stanton doing Slam Diego last night? Yeah, I saw that last night. That was great, Giancarlo Stanton. Please don't get me wrong. I like Stanton. As a Marlins fan, I always liked him. I was actually mad we got rid of him. And I know the Yankees have been crying that he's not been doing what he's supposed to do as a member of the team. Last night, he did what he was supposed to do. So I think Yankee fans should be very happy with having Stanton now in the lineup. It was a nice win against the Rays. We'll see how they do tonight. My Marlins play the Braves tonight. We'll see how they do. Bottom of the third, Marquardt comes out to bat. Here's Rogers Hornsby. He's 1 for 1. He's got to start getting some hits. That is an in-play 97, and that's a fly out to left. Hornsby goes down. The next batter will be Jack Fournier. Patient 32, that's a walk. That is the second walk issued by Marquardt. He averages usually 1.7 per 9. Here's Austin McHenry. Marquardt not going to do anything. Fournier's not going to do anything. He's going to stay at first. That is a patient 23, and that's going to be a double for McHenry. That's an opposite field. That's an opposite field shot. All runners score. So Fournier will come home. McHenry goes to second, and maybe the Birds are going to get themselves a win here. Maybe finally, they're off to a good start, and the score is now 3-1 Cardinals. Only one out here on the bottom of the third. Here's Doc Lavin. McHenry on at second base. McHenry was an excellent hitter, batted .366 against lefts and .366 against lefts. Lavin is up. He was singled his last time up. Wheelhouse 27, and that is going to be a single for Lavin. And that is a grounder up the middle. Runner on second does score. So McHenry will score from second on that one. And it is now 4-1 Cardinals. There we go. Got to break this losing streak against the Reds. Lavin 2 for 2. And the batter will be Pickles Dillhofer. Braves Fish playing in Houston or Globe Park? They are in Houston. They are in Houston, and I'll be honest, and I tell you the truth, that favors the Marlins more than it does the Braves. Houston is a pitcher's park, and Marlins Park down here is a pitcher's park. I don't know much about Globe, though. I don't know much about Globe. I didn't see any game. I don't know what the home runs were hit there. I really don't. I think with only the only thing having a 60-game schedule, I really can't give. I don't know what kind of factor they're going to give Globe Life Park for the Rangers, but I know for a fact Minute Maid is pitchers. Lavin on at first, 1 out, no steal, so Dillhopper will roll away, and that is a ballpark 82, and that is going to be an in play for Pickles, 77, and that's going to be a fly out to center. Runner holds, 2 outs, and that will bring up the pitcher, Jesse Haynes. I don't know if the Marlins will beat the Braves, but I'm going to tell you right now, Braves better not underestimate that team. And Don Mattingly better be manager of the year. He deserves it. In play for Marquardt, in play 79, and that is a fly out to center, and that will end the inning. The Cardinals, though, pick up 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk. 3 in the books. Cardinals leading 4-1. If Don Mattingly does not get manager of the year, I'm going to be really mad. There's no excuse for him not to get manager of the year. He had absolutely no talent on that team, and that team made it to the playoffs, although a different type of playoff format, but still, they made it. And they now beat the Cubs, swept them. So you got to give Don Mattingly has to get manager of the year. Everybody else has talent. With the World Series in Texas, Houston doesn't get back there again. Well, it'll be held in Globe Life Park, though. That's the thing. The World Series will be held in that stadium. And remember, it's a little bit different because there are no days off in between, okay? There are no days off. The entire series is being played straight. There's a travel day in between games 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, all right, in a division series. So you really got to handle your bullpen differently in this case. There's no travel days. So they play 5 straight. Trust, Major League Baseball wants to get these playoffs over with. They really do. They want to get it done, crown a champion, and then start working on fixing 2021 before spring training. They want these playoffs over with. Top of the 4th inning, 4-1 Cardinals. Getting a good game out of Jesse Haynes today. Here's Pat Duncan for the Reds. That is a patient 37, and that's a base on balls. Duncan takes a walk. And that is the first walk given up by Haynes. He averages 2.1 per 9. Here's Lou Fonseca. He popped out his last time up. Patient again, patient 37, and that's going to be a base hit by Fonseca. It's a single. Line drive into left field. Runners will advance 1 base, so Duncan goes to second. Now the batter is Charlie C. So now the Reds have got something going on here. That is a wheelhouse 37 for C, and that is a base hit. That is a single. Grounder up the middle, center field. Runner on second, advances 1 base with a choice, depending on the die. Fonseca goes to second. C goes to first. Duncan's run rating is a 7. At 12 on the dice, Duncan's going to hold at third, and the bases are loaded here. Bases loaded for Sam Crane. So now Jesse Haynes in some trouble. I'm done credit, a pat on the back, but still. Well, Aaron Boone, I actually do like. I think he's done fine as a Yankee manager. But then again, he's got all that talent. If you can't win with the talents on the Yankees, you're not a good manager. I don't know how you cannot win with that talent. Nobody out. Top of the 4th inning. 4-1 Cardinals. Bases loaded. Sam Crane, the batter here. And with double play rating of 6, the Cardinals are going to call the infield back and just try to turn 2. In play, 77, and that is a fly ball to center field. And that's not going to be deep enough to score Duncan. That's 1 out. An in-play fly out does not move the runners. Next batter will be Ivy Wingo. His double play rating is a 6. They'll continue keeping the infield back. Can Haynes get out of this inning? patient 24. Nope, he walks in a run. So Duncan will score. And the merry-go-round, put a quarter in the merry-go-round. And now 4-2. And that brings up the pitcher, Ruby Marquardt, and he will bat. This is not 1990s where you always take out a pinch hitter. This is 1920s. These pitchers go back. You got to play it like 1920s baseball. Bases loaded for Marquardt. One out here, top of the fourth, now 4-2. And that is a patient 41, and that is going to be a ground ball back to Haynes. Does he turn 2? Double play rating is an 8. His double play rating is a 6. 7 on the board. No, he does not turn the double play. So, and I did not call infield in, so infield back. So that means that Haynes is going to not turn it. So he turns around. He tries to get 2. So Wingo is out. Fonseca scores. That I do know. Fonseca scores. C goes to third. Wingo is out. Marquardt's out first. 2 outs. Now 4-3. That's how that would go. Could not turn 2. So it's a fielder's choice, but a run does come in. Top of the batting order for the Reds here, Sam Bone. Runners at first and third, 2 outs. Tough, 40. And that is going to be, wow, Bone just missed it. Popped out to first. Just missed it. A 39 and a 40 on the dice. He just misses it. Pops out to third base. Side retired. Haynes is lucky he actually only gave up 2 runs on that one. Probably should have been 2, but he couldn't turn the double play. Bottom of the fourth, 4-3. So we got, so for the Reds, 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, and a fielder's choice. Bottom of the fourth coming up, 4-3 Birds. Here's Rube Marquardt. Les Mann leads off for the Cardinals. Defense check 77. Error check to first base. Ball is into Dauber's. Error rating is a 2. 1-55, 77 on the board. He will take it. He will go ahead and throw it over to Marquardt. He'll cover for him, and that's 1 out. Next batter is Joe Schultz. That's another defense check, 35. That's an error check to short. The ball was hit to Crane. His error rating is a 2. 1-55, 35. He's going to boot that one. That's going to be an error on him. Schultz will go to first. And that is an E6. And that is the 3rd error on the Reds. The 1920s, where fielding was considered not that important. Just hit the ball and be happy with it. Here's Specs to Borser. Steal rating is a 3 for Schultz, not doing anything. 1 out here. Marquardt not getting help, not getting any help from his fielding. From the 7 behind him. Can't be happy about that. In play, 53, and that is a ground ball to third. DePorce's double play rating is a 7. Mark is a 6. 6 on the dice. That is a 5-4-3. Double play. Inning over. No runs, no hits. There was an error. At the end of 4, the Cardinals lead 4-3. Top of the 5th. Leading off for the Reds will be Jake Dauber. That is a wheelhouse 20, and Daubert has himself a triple. A nice 3-bagger for Jake Daubert Tying run already at third. The batter now is Ed Roush. Schultz, Crane, I see nothing. I see nothing. Schultz, Crane, I see nothing. Runner at third, they're going to call the infield in. Try to keep that run from scoring. That's going to be a patient 27, and that's a walk. Runners at the corners, nobody out. The batter is Duncan. They'll keep the infield in as now it looks like the Cardinals are beginning to unravel. Infield in, not going to let Dalbert score, at least try not to. Here's Duncan. Duncan is 1 for 1. Another patient 34, and he walks Duncan. And now the bases are loaded. Haynes is not cutting it. I'm going to probably have to wind up taking him out. Haynes averages 2.1 walks per 9, and he has walked 4 batters in this game already. And the batter is Lou Fonseca. Do I take Haynes out now? Bases loaded, nobody out. Hogan's Heroes reference. Yeah, I know, right? Schultz, Crane, I see nothing. What a great show that was. Never got a proper ending. It should have. Should have gotten a proper ending. Bases loaded. Lou Fonseca. I don't know. Do I let Haynes pitch? His ERA is 3.5. Let me check the pen. Let me check the pen. I don't think it matters. I'm gonna let Haynes stay in there. We're in the top of the 5th inning. We'll let Haynes pitch. Bases are loaded. And we're going to play for 2. So we're going to play the infield back with a double play rating of 7 that Fonseca has. Might not be able to do anything about it. In play, 19, and that doesn't matter. That's a base hit. Ball blooped into right field. Runner on second scores. Runner on second scores, which means Dalbert comes in. Roush comes in. Duncan advances 1 base. Fonseca goes to first. So that means 2 runs will score, and the Reds jump out in front 5-4. Cardinals cannot catch a break against this team. And the batter will be Charlie C. Haynes not fatigued yet, but he gives up another run. He will be. Runners at first and second. Now C, the batter. Jesse Haynes, another patient and another walk. Dang. Keep on hitting the patient column of Haynes. Dicer, keep on hitting patient. He's only got 1 patient on there, and they're hitting it. Another walk, and again, the bases are loaded for Sam Crane. And still nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Bases loaded, going to stay back, try to turn 2. Another patient 48, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. Are you kidding me? He hits Sam Crane, he plunks him. Duncan scores, put a coin in the merry-go-round. And it's now 6-4 Reds, and that is it for Haynes. Six to 4 Reds. Probably should have taken him out long ago. Kept on doing but nothing, hitting the pitcher's column. The patient column. I can't believe it. And still nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Ivy Wingo is the batter. And they're going to bring in Bill Schurtle to pitch. So that's it for Haynes. Haynes walked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batters, 3 batters in this inning, and it's now 6-4 Reds. And now Bill Schertle will pitch to Ivy Wingo, which pretty much turns him around. Gonna stay with the infield back. Try to turn 2 here. That's a ballpark 81 for Wingo, a lefty. That's an in play. In play 34 is a pop out to second base, pop out to short, 1 out. Finally gets Wingo to pop out. That will bring up the pitcher, Ruby Marquardt. He'll bat with 1 out. Should be fatigued now. He was. Oh no, he was. After that, after the sixth run, he was officially fatigued. There's Ruby Marquardt. Schertle trying to get out this jam now. Schertle's a long reliever, can pitch 5, 6, and 7, and give up 3 runs. Defense check 20. That doesn't sound good. Error check to third. The ball is hit to Hornsby. His error rating is a 1. 1 to 64. 20 on the dice, and he's going to make a boot. That is a 1-base error on Hornsby. Fonseca will score. C moves to third. And Marquardt. How do you commit an error with a pitcher at bat? 7-4 Reds. And that is an E5. And that is the first error on the Birds in this inning, in this game. Unbelievable. Bill Schertle is just SMH, shaking his head. And still only 1 out in this inning, and Sam Bone is the batter, and he is the 9th batter for the Reds in this inning. 7-4. Still playing for double play. Patient 63, and that is going to be against the lefty. That is going to be, let's see, Patient 63. That is a bases clearing triple for Sam Bone. Are you kidding me right now? C scores, Crane scores, Marquardt scores, Bone on at third, 10-4 Reds. And the fans here at Sportsman's Park are definitely not happy. Bill Schertle, a patient 63 to Sam Bone against the lefty, and that is a clean triple. And the Reds have put 7 on the board here in the top of the 5th and now lead 10-4. Geez, I can't wait to get this series over. Cardinals just cannot beat the Reds. Cannot beat the Reds. Bone on at third. The batter is Jake Daubert. Those runs are probably attributed to Schertle. And he's going to come out as he's going to be done. And coming on to pitch now for the Cardinals will be Bill Pertica. Not Pertica. Hold on here. Will be Marv Goodwin. He'll come in and pitch. Goodwin, another long reliever, but it doesn't matter here. 10-4 Reds, as the Reds have hung a 7 spot on the top of the 5th inning and still 1 out, and Bone at third base. Daubert the batter. Now the Cardinals just want to get this inning over with. Goodwin That's a wheelhouse 34, and that is going to be a base hit for Dalbert. Bone scores, and the hits just keep on coming. Jeez. Thought I fixed those. I guess I didn't. Fix them. And now the Reds lead 11-4. This is just unbelievable. They batted around, and Ed Roush will bat again. No matter what the Cardinals try to do, can't get any runners out. Still one out. Tough 37, and that is a ground ball back to the pitcher. Goodwin's arm is a double play rating 7, 8 on the dice. They'll get Dalbert. Roush is safe at first. 2 outs. Fielder's choice. Now the batter is Duncan. In play, 20. Still not over yet. Base hit for Pat Duncan. Ed Roush has got an 8 for a run rating. He'll go to third. And now Lou Fonseca. You're watching a beatdown here right now. Patient 17. And that's going to be a triple for Lou Fonseca. OMG. Roush will score. Duncan will score. Fonseca on at third. And now it's 13-4, and Cardinals fans have pretty much left Sportsman's Park already. They can't believe this. And now the batter is Charlie C. Still 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. In play, 17. That's a base hit. Fonseca scores. Wow. And I think I may, and I know for a fact, this is the most runs I've ever had in an inning since I've been doing this game. And now it's 14-4 with C on it first. Here's Sam Crane. That's a third run given up by Goodwin. He's got to come out now because he's now fatigued. So no matter what pitcher I bring in, it doesn't matter. Let's see. I'm going to bring in Ferdy Shoop. Ferdy Shoop will now take over here. He actually pitched yesterday in a short game. 2 outs. Sam Crane, the batter. That is a tough 57, and it's a fly ball to right field. And that finally ends the inning. So, wasn't it? So the Cincinnati Reds put 11 runs on the board in the 5th inning on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, 3 walks, 1 error, 11 runs in an inning. That is the most I've ever had in this game. in one inning. And at the bottom of the fifth inning, the Reds are now leading 14-4, which is just unbelievable. That inning took approximately almost a good 20 minutes to play. Bottom of the fifth, Rogers Hornsby will come up against Marquardt as the Reds just absolutely opened up a can of whoop ass on the Cardinals in that one. That is an in-play 88, and that is going to be a ground out to short. Next batter is Jack Fournier. In play double. That's a rare play coming up. So I'll get the rare play chart. Rare play dice rolled. Red is first. 6-4. Catcher cannot corral a pitch in the dirt. Passed ball. If bases are empty, re-roll to obtain other rare play results. So we'll roll again. 6-6. If runners are on base, umpire calls a balk. If bases are empty, roll again. 4-3. Batter chops ball in front of home plate. Ball bounces up and strikes batter. Umpire calls batter out. 2 outs. That's the kind of game that the Cardinals are getting. And that's going to go as a pop out to the catcher. Now the batter is Austin McHenry. And for any of you that join this replay later to watch it, no, you're not seeing any things. It is 14-4 Reds. Here's McHenry. That's a ballpark 76. That's going to be in play. And in play 23 is a base hit from McHenry. He gets a single. Some of the fans that decided to stay here will go, yay. McHenry on at first. Here's Doc Lavin. Cardinals are looking like we're going to go to our 5th straight loss. Tough. 35, and that's a strikeout. Marquardt strikes out Lavin, and that will end the inning there. No runs and a hit for the Birds at the end of 5. The Reds lead 14-4. And as I said, a lot of people tell me, oh, there's not much scoring in payoff pitch baseball. Check that out. It does happen. It does happen. Sometimes you get games like this. I've had some high-scoring games. Had a game in 1994, restart where the Indians clubbed the White Sox 17-5. Since then, the White Sox, just ran away with it in the American League to play the Expos in the World Series coming up. Here's Ivy Wingo. He'll go up against Ferdy Shoop. Start the top of the 6th. With the Reds leading 14-4. Defense check 56. That's an error check to second. To Porcer, his error rating is a 1, and he's not going to do it. That's going to be an error on him. That's an E2. That's an E4. Second error on the Cardinals in this game. He goes to first, and that's actually a. No, that's just a 1-base error. Okay. Next batter will be Ruby Marquardt. Ferdy Shoop not getting any help. Cardinals defense has really let him down, as well as the pitching. Another ballpark check, 31, but it's a wild pitch. It's a wild pitch first, so Wingo goes to second. Now we check the ballpark. So it's a ballpark. So a wild pitch. Moves Wingo over to second. That is an automatic wild pitch first. Now you run the ballpark. A 31 against the righty. That's going to be a wheelhouse. And a wheelhouse 38 against the lefty. And that is a pop out to first. 1 out. But now Wingo on at second. Here's Sam Bone. Patient 55, and that's going to be a double for Sam Bone against the lefty. Wingo will score, and the Reds continue to pound the Birds into submission. And now the score is 15-4 with Bone on at second. Here's Jake Dalbert. No matter who's on the mound, the Reds are just destroying the Cardinals. So if you're a Reds fan, you're enjoying this. Patient 11, that's going to be a walk. Dalbert gets a base on balls. Runners at first and second for Ed Roush. Still one out. Another patient, 43, and that is a base hit for Ed Roush. And that's a grounder up the middle. Bone will score from second. Runner on first advances 2 bases. So Dalbert goes to third. And now it is 16-4. And I'm now one run away from tying the highest scoring by a team. Of course, this is a different type of this is a different style of baseball. Dalbert on at third, Roush at first, still one out. Roush gets a single. And now here's Pat Duncan as Cincinnati is just embarrassing St. Louis right now. 16-4. No, that's not a typo, people. Keeping the infield back. And that is a 9. That is a tough 88. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. Duncan's double play rating's a 6. And a 9 on the board. They're not going to turn 2. So Roush is out at second. Duncan gets the first 2 outs, but Dalbert does score. And we have now tied the highest amount of runs I have in any game of payoff pitch I've played. And it is now 17-4 Reds. And Duncan on at first and 2 outs. So that is a fielder's choice. And the batter is Lou Fonseca. That's going to be it for Shoop. Running out of pitchers, but they're still available. We're going to go with Bill Doak. He'll come out and pitch for the Cardinals. Still in the top of the 6th, 17-4 Reds. Duncan on at first. Fonseca is now the batter. He's 3 for 4 tonight, or today, I should say. 2 outs. Ballpark 06. That's a definite wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 75 on Fonseca, though, is a fly out to center, and that'll end the inning. 3 more runs for the Reds on 2 hits, a walk, and an error. And at the end, we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Reds are leading 17-4 in an absolute schmice that they're giving the Birds here. Ruby Marquardt will come out to pitch the bottom of the 6th inning. Pickles Dillhofer leads off for the Cardinals. And that is a tough 69, and that's a ground out to second. Next batter is Bill Doak. He's the pitcher, and he will bat. He needs to go a couple of innings. In play, 88, and that is a ground out to short. And now here's Les Mann. That is a tough 35, and that's going to be a base hit from Mann. He gets a base hit off of Marquardt. A couple of fans give a golf clap for that one. Man on at first, here's Schultz. That's a patient 27. That's going to be a double for Joe Schultz. Man with a run rating of 8, he will score. Cardinals now get a run. And now the score is 17-5, which was the score of that White Sox Indians game I did in the 1994 restart. Schultz on at second. Here's Specs to Porcer. Still 2 outs here. Tough 21, and that is a swing and a miss. To Porcer is out on a strikes, and that'll do it. 1 run for the Birds on 2 hits. At the end of 6, Cincinnati all over the Cardinals, 17-5. Top of the 7th, there is a 10-minute ticker I will do, since this is being done. The date of this game was May 1st, 1921. Bill Doak will pitch to Charlie C, top of the 7th inning. I will do a 10-minute ticker. C is 2 for 3 today. Doak's pitch, that's a tough 93, and that is a fly out to right. 1 man down. And here's Sam Crane. Sorry to disappoint you guys that are watching this. I know you guys hope for good games, but sometimes you get games like this. Crane is 0 for 3. He got hit by a pitch. That's it. He's not the only one who hasn't done anything. In play, 27. Of course, as soon as I say that, nope, that's going to be a pop out to second. Against the righty, Crane, it's a pop out to second on that one. On an in play 27, he just misses it. 2 outs. Batter now is Ivy Wingo. Ballpark 24, that's a wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 10 for Wingo, and that is high, and that is deep, and that is gone. Home run for Ivy Wingo. We've had singles, we've had doubles, we had a whole bunch of triples. We needed somebody to hit a home run, and Wingo just did that. And with that home run, the Cincinnati Reds put 18 runs on the board, and that is the highest amount of runs scored by one team in any game of payoff pitch I've played. Now leading 18-5. And the batter is Ruby Marquardt, who will bat with 2 outs. That is an in-play 41, and that's a ground out to the pitcher. 1 run for the Reds, 1 hit. That was a home run. And the Reds lead 18-5. And right now, the biggest beatdown I've ever had in a game of payoff pitch. We'll do a quick 10-minute ticker. There were only 2 other games that were on 05-01, and that was Pittsburgh and the Cubs and the Boston Braves and the Giants. So let's see how they turn out. That's the only 10-minute ticker. Then the Cardinals actually didn't play again until May 5th. A couple of rainouts until the Cardinals go on the road to Pittsburgh. And I'm going to tell you right now, St. Louis can't wait to get out of their own stadium. So let's see how the 10-minute ticker goes. Get my standings here, as I'm still keeping track of standings. For Pittsburgh, that's a 5. They're going to win that game 6-2 over the Cubs. So Pittsburgh gets a win and the Cubs get a loss. And Boston Braves and the Giants. And that's a win for the Braves. They win that game 9-2. So the Braves now get their 10th win. And the Giants get their 7th loss. If you're wondering what the standings are, that's what they are right there and now, 1921 standings. The Boston Braves, that win, they go to 10-5. They actually now lead the league. The Cincinnati Reds, 9-5. They're about to go 10-5. They'll tie with the Braves. Brooklyn didn't play. They're 9-5. The Cardinals were 6-5. They're going to drop to 500 after this loss. And how I'm doing the National League is I take the top 3 teams in the league. Number 3 will play number 2 in a wild card series. The winner there will play the top in a best of 5. And then, of course, whenever we get there, I'll have a World Series with Anthony at Bleacher Bums Gaming. But we got a long that. Don't know when that's ever going to happen, but it will. We just got to take time. So that's our 10-minute ticker. If your team won today, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Bottom of the 7th inning, Reds lead 18-5 here against the Cardinals. Rogers Hornsby will come out to bat. Marquardt staying out there. And it looks like there should be no reason why. I mean, he can get fatigued if you're giving up another run, but. And Hornsby's 1 for 3. And that is an in-play 44, and Hornsby misses that. That is a pop out to first. Next batter will be Jack Fournier. In play 83, and that's a fly out to center. And now the batter is Austin McHenry. In play 24, that's a base hit. Henry gets a single. And that's his 3rd hit of the game. He is 3 for 4. And now a chance for Doc Lavin. And the DJ 44. Oh, how I've missed the 10-minute ticker. Yep. Don't worry, that's coming back when we start a new season. In play 74, and that is a fly out to center, and that ends the inning. So the Cardinals are pretty much really just want this game over with. No runs and a hit in the 7th. Reds leading 18-5. So as I said, if you're a Reds fan, you are just sitting back, putting down a cold one in this game. Top of the 8th inning coming up. (18-5) Reds. Bill Doak. This is going to be his last inning no matter what. He's due to bat second anyway. Who leads off? Top of the batting order for the Reds is going to be Sam Bone. Remember, Payoff Pitch Selection Show tonight. Do that about 8 o'clock. You guys will help me choose you guys are going to help me choose, but not going to be done tonight, but you're going to see the seasons you're going to have a choice from. And we'll talk about the season we just did. World Series between the Expos and the White Sox will start Thursday. Taking 2 days off before the World Series. I'll have some inside pitch action coming up probably tomorrow too, as I'm expecting the 72 season to get here. In play 53, and that is a ground ball to third, 1 out. Next batter is Jake Daubert. Tough, 64, and that's a fly out to left. And now the batter is Ed Roush. Been missing you live, but watching on tape today. You seem to be enjoying Inside Pitch. I very much are. I am very much enjoying Inside Pitch. I love both these games. Payoff Pitch, I like to broadcast. Inside Pitch, I like to play seriously. 9, tough, 95, and that's going to be a fly out to right. And believe it or not, Bill Doak goes 1, 2, 3 in this game, in this inning. Bottom of the 8th, still 18-5 Reds. Most runs scored by one team. That eclipsed the Indians in that game against the White Sox. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Pickles Dillhofer leads off for the Birds. Or at Sportsman's Park, which is right now pretty empty. There may only be a few fans. And I think they may be Reds fans, actually. In play, 59, and that is a fly out to right. One man down. Bill Doak is scheduled to bat, but after 3 innings, he is done, so we'll see a pinch hitter for him. And it's a lefty on the mound, so that is going to be, as I usually go by at bats, and that's going to be Milt Stock. He'll pinch it for the pitcher with 1 out here. Tough, 51, and that's the ground out to first. Two men out. And now the batter is Les Mann. Marquardt in play, 70, and that's a ground out to second. Marquardt's given up 5 runs, but he has been strong. Nothing across. For the Cardinals, at the end of 8, it is 18-5 Reds. Talk about another beatdown here on Payoff Pitch Baseball. Top of the 9th coming up. Leading off for the Reds will be Pat Duncan. And let's see where the Cardinals are going to bring in to pitch. And they're just going to bring in Tink. They're just going to bring in Tink Revere. His ERA is a 6.1, but it really doesn't matter. You're down by. They're going to bring in Tink Revere. So Revere will come out to pitch to Duncan here in the top of the 9th inning. Pitch to Duncan. And that is a patient 27, and that is a base on balls, of course. Duncan gets a walk. Next batter is Lou Fonseca, and I think Revere is probably going to take one for the team. He's probably going to stay out there until this inning is over, no matter what. Even have to put a fatigue card on him. Pitch to Fonseca, that's a tough 43, and that is a pop out to third. Next batter is Charlie C. Duncan not doing anything. Another patient, 28. That's a base on balls. Now the batter is Sam Crane. Runners at first and second, 1 out. That is a defense 0-4. That's not good. Range check to the pitcher. Revere, his range is a C, a 1-34. That's going to be a hit. And that's going to be a one-base single. So Duncan goes to third. Crane gets a base hit. And that's his first hit of the game. He was the only one that did not have a hit in this game. Now the base is loaded. Here's Ivy Wingo with 1 out. Infield back. Ballpark 44. That is a wheelhouse for Wingo. But a wheelhouse 72 is going to be a ground out to short. Double play rate, and that is an 11. So the runners advance 1 base. So Duncan will score. C goes to third. Crane goes to second. Wingo was out at first. That was the only play they had. But the score is now 19-5. With runners at second and third, and the batter is Rube Marquardt. They will let him hit. No need to even waste a pin. Bringing up a pinch hitter in this situation, I think, would just be insulting. So Marquardt will hit with runners at second and third and 2 outs. In play, 72, and that's a ground out to second. 1 run for the Reds on 1 hit and 2 walks. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Reds lead 19-5. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I guess you're going to get games like that once in a while. Bottom of the 9th inning. Rube Marquardt will try to pitch a complete game. As long as he gives up another run, he will not be. He actually is in the 9th inning, so yeah, he is fatigued actually. So Marquardt is going to come out. So maybe I should have pinch hit for him, but it doesn't matter. He is fatigued because he's given up more than 3 runs. So a new pitcher coming in for the Reds. Be more of a mop up of anything. And coming on to pinch hit, the new pitcher for the Reds will be Buddy Napier. So maybe I should have brought in the pinch hitter, but it really doesn't matter. This game was way over. There's no way the Cardinals are going to score 14 runs and tie this game up. Although the Reds did score 11 runs in the 5th. Buddy Napier will pitch for the Reds here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Reds leading 19-5. Joe Schultz leads off for the Cardinals. He is 2 for 3. In play, 98, and that's a fly out to left. Here's Specs to Porcer. He is 0 for 3. Did reach on an error. Patient 74. That is a ground out to short. And the last batter for the Cardinals, mercifully in this game, probably will be Rogers Hornsby. He's 1 for 4 tonight. In play, 59. That's a ground ball to third. And this ball game is done. Mercifully, this game finally comes to an end. Reds crushed the Cardinals 19-5 in the biggest blowout I've had yet playing payoff pitch. And let's see what the line score was. 2, 3, 5, 12, 14, 15, 16. They had 3 errors. 1, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. They had 2 errors. For the Cincinnati Reds, 19 runs, 16 hits, 3 errors. For the Cardinals, 5 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors. What really did it, although it's funny, the Reds had 19 runs on 16 hits. What really did it is, for the Reds, was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 walks, 8 bases on balls given up by the Cardinals to the Reds. And that's why. And so Haynes takes the loss. Marquardt gets the win in that. 8 walks. That's what did it. And, of course, 2 big errors. 1 home run by Ivy Wingo for the Reds. So the Reds will go to 10-5. The Cardinals drop to 6-6. And the losing streak continues. They have now lost 5 in a row. And I'm actually happy the Reds are leaving because now we go to play Pittsburgh. Ugh. Wow. Not good. 19-5. So the Reds now go to 10 wins, and the Cardinals now drop to 6-6. Now drop to 500 after a great start. The next game for the Cardinals would not be until May 5th, 1921. They are on the road at Forbes Field to play Pittsburgh. We will play that game. I have a few 10-minute tickers, and might as well go ahead and do it. So before we leave, I'll do a 10-minute ticker for you guys for the games that were, so you see the background. So give me a moment here. I'll do a quick 10-minute ticker for this season. So I'll clear the board. Let's have a look at the 10-minute ticker. We'll do the 10-minute ticker for 04 to 05. Why not? Let's do a little 10-minute ticker before we leave. Philadelphia Phillies are at Brooklyn. And that is a win for the Brooklyn Robins. They win that game 9-0. Phillies are actually the worst team in the league. They're 2-12. Pittsburgh against the Cubs. That is a win for the Cubs, 7-6. They beat Pittsburgh, so the Cubs finally get a win. That's a big win. That's a nice win for them. Boston Braves and the Giants. That's a 9. That's a win for the Giants. They shut the Braves out 1-0 here. So a win for the Giants. 05-03-21. Boston Braves and the Giants. Only one game. That's a 10. That's a win for the Giants again. They win that game 11-7. Oh 05-04-21. Philadelphia Phillies and the Boston Braves now. 6. That's a win for the Braves. They win that game 7-6. Cincinnati, Chicago Cubs. Crushed by the Reds. I really can't believe it. I got crushed by the Reds. And they're a C-rated team. And they're a C. And they beat the crap out of the Cardinals. That's a 7. That's a win for the Reds, though. They win that game 6-3. They beat the Cubs. So the Reds win another game. Finally, Brooklyn and the Giants. And that's a win for the Giants. That's a 9-1 victory for New York. And they beat Brooklyn, so Brooklyn loses this one. So if you want to take a look at the standings now at the end of that, we see that the Boston Braves and Cincinnati Reds, the Reds lead the division now, lead the league 11-5, Boston 11-7. With 10 wins is the Giants and the Brooklyn Robins. The Brooklyn will have the third place now at 10-6, Giants 10-7. The Pittsburgh Pirates are 8-7, followed by the Cardinals at 6-6. The Cubs are 4-10, and the Philadelphia Phillies are 2-13. Probably make a new sheet to clean it up. But that is it there. So I hope you enjoyed a little 10-minute ticker action. The next 10-minute ticker will be 05-05. Everybody, thank you for joining me today. For those of you who did, and for those of you who watched the replay, hope you enjoyed this absolute destruction that the Reds visited upon the Cardinals. Sports Time Machine, DJ John 4444. Thank you very much for joining me. Payoff Pitch Selection Show will be later tonight, as we'll take a look at what season's going to be next after we complete the World Series, and some inside pitches coming up. 1972 season is next up. So join me for that when we get ready to do it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me for a little baseball action. This is Robert from RGL 518. Have a good one. Final score here from Sportsman's Park. The Cincinnati Reds absolutely dismantle the St. Louis Cardinals 19-5. See you guys later.